We just heard the band Cattle Decapitation, Dead Set on Suicide, named the song. I've got a Cattle Decapitation electronic drum set I just bought from Dave right there, as you can see in the picture here. We also heard Testament, Down for Life, Sacred Reich, Heal, and right now our good friend Marco from the band The Haunted is live right here on Rebel Radio. Marco, how's it going, buddy?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, and you're in Sweden, right?
Yeah.
You're in Sweden.
It's in the Swedish archipelago.
Now, what time? It's 2:30 here-ish, but what time is it in Sweden?
It's 9:30 over here.
9:30 at night. And today's a Wednesday here. What do you normally do on a Wednesday night in Sweden?
Not much when you're in your 50s plus.
So, but you're still jamming out tunes. We got a brand new release from The Haunted. What's it called?
It's called The Songs of Last Resort.
The Songs of Last Resort. And how did you come up with that name?
It actually started with, we have this guy that does all our artwork, and we were thinking about it like a cool album title. He thought about something with The Last Resort, and that's when we started, or Jensen started looking at the British. They have 4 nuclear submarines touring the world, and they have whenever a prime minister in the UK gets into office, he has to write 4 identical letters, which are distributed to these nuclear submarines, which have they have instructions of how to retaliate or something if the whole government is destroyed. And those are called the Letters of Last Resort.
That's pretty cool. And right now, with things going on with Iran, a lot of crazy stuff going on. So this album sort of could fit that and anything else, right? I mean, a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world.
Yeah, that's the thing about this album. When we started writing lyrics for it, we didn't set on any certain theme or anything. It just turned out that way because Ola was writing it. He was writing his part, and Jensen was writing his part, and I was writing my part. And when we got together and introduced the lyrics that we've been writing, it just turned out that we were writing about the same thing, which is the absolute shit show.
That's crazy, right?
We're living in right now.
That's it's reality. So you guys are sort of a little ahead of your time there with the writing of this album. When did the writing start? Like 2024?
It's almost like you can open the window and fucking touch it.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
So the writing process, was that 2024? Or did you probably started in 2024, the writing?
Yeah. The thing is that we actually started the idea of this album 8 years ago. But because we live in so different places, we don't really get together or hang out or stuff like that because I live in Stockholm, Ola lives in Stockholm, and Jensen and Jonas lives about 4 or 5 hour drive from here, and Adrian lives in London. So every time we get together is when we're doing shows. So for 8 years now, we've been talking about making an album, but we never do because we get all excited when we meet and we're going to do the album, and it never does. It never happens. So this time around, last year we got together to do Sweden Rock Festival, and that's when we decided, okay, enough with the bullshit. We need to do this now because there are people that actually paid money for us to do it, so we need to do it now. So we decided, and this time around, the whole album was written in 3 or 4 months. So when we got to demo stage where we start recording our own demos, so 3 or 4 months, and it was pretty much written. And then it took about, I guess, 4 weeks to record.
Okay.
Like that.
Awesome. So, Marco, we're going to take a picture right here on Facebook Live. We got the whole band. You're in the middle. You got a Harm's Way T-shirt on. They're from Chicago. Yeah. That's awesome. They're a Metal Bay Records from Chicago.
We toured with those guys and at the Gates back in 2015 or 17, I believe.
Wow, that's
And
cool.
they blew me away as a great, great band because I have my roots in punk rock and hardcore.
Hardcore, yeah, they're a big hardcore band. Awesome. That's cool to see. So representing Chicago. We got the full band here at the Haunted. I've seen you at Ozfest, House of Blues. Where else do you guys play in Chicago when you came to Chicago? Was it let's
We
see.
played Harpo's back in the day.
Harpo's in Detroit. Harpo's in Detroit, yep.
Oh, Detroit.
Yes.
Sorry.
I've been there.
Detroit.
I was at Harpo's. That's in the bad neighborhood.
Yeah, that's the truth, man.
That's the truth. Bad neighborhood, but a great venue. But bad neighborhood.
Yeah, but Chicago, yeah.
House of Blues.
Those places that you mentioned, yeah.
House of
I really
Blues.
can't remember. It's been a while.
Been a while, so
since we went to the States.
We need you to come back. Now, with this new album coming out, are there plans to come to Chicago, come to the United States?
We've been talking, the offers are coming in, but the thing is that we're pretty blessed nowadays because we've been around for quite some time that we can pick and choose. So we have a lot of offers coming in, and we decided back in 2013 that we're going to go for quality before quantity.
That's a good way to go.
We're not jumping on stuff that might make sense, like in money wise, but makes sense in just for the hell of it, just having fun.
Okay.
So this year we're pretty much just considering as a warm up year.
Okay.
But 2026 we most definitely are looking at every option.
Awesome.
So
We got
the U.S. is definitely in the option.
in the works. Okay. We got Marco from the Haunted. When you called in last time, you played in a band called The Resistance too, right?
Yeah, that's a while ago.
That's a while ago. So now you're just focused on the Haunted.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's The Resistance was a band that we really, really liked the music that we made, but it had all the ingredients for a total fucking disaster. But we chose to ignore it, and it just turned out to be a disaster. Still a really good band. I listen to the albums quite often, and I really miss it. But the chemistry was it was toxic.
Okay.
So yeah.
But we got the Haunted, brand new CD. What's the actual release date that it came out? The new CD.
30th of May.
30th of May, so it's been out a few weeks, almost a month. I have 3 weeks
Yeah.
so far. So far, so good, right? I see a lot of positive stuff in our rankings here. I think you're number 2 or number 1 this week. Next week with this interview,
That's very nice to hear.
you're gonna be number 1 in our top 25, and you're doing really good in the charts. The charts, the NCAA charts and stuff. I see Haunted right up there at the top, so that's cool. So great to see.
That's fucking crazy, man. It's been a while, and I thought people forgot about it.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Now, when we talked before, you mentioned that the Ozfest was too costly for, like, bands were buying on, and, one time you're playing at, 10 in the morning, next time you're playing at, noon, whatever. So you thought it wasn't worth, you guys said that wasn't worth the money we put into it. You could have put the money elsewhere, right?
Yeah, it put the whole band in debt towards the record label. Yeah.
It did bring in new fans, though.
Support and everything.
It did bring in some new fans, though, too, right?
Yeah, but as it turns out, it doesn't really benefit the foreign bands.
Okay.
It's the
Yes.
a lot. So
Yes.
when Ozfest is like a really good stomping ground,
Yeah.
and then they like relentlessly tour.
Right after that, they book another tour and they just keep going. Hey, we just played Ozfest. We want more money now. So it probably made money for them that way, but not when you're not touring as much as you guys, being from Sweden.
Yeah, and the thing is that it's really expensive for us to get over there as well.
Yeah.
The visas are crazy expensive.
The visas are getting higher and higher now. That makes it harder. I don't like that. I want to see bands from overseas come here and play. Now next year, Milwaukee Metal Fest is happening in June, I believe. They moved it back a few weeks. Is that a possibility for the Haunted? All depends on timing and tour-wise, right?
Yeah, it's we're looking at all these options because we played Milwaukee, we played Worcester, we played what's the other one? Orange County Metal Fest, I believe it was called back in the day. And no, because we we have a very loyal, as it turns out, a very loyal fan base
Yes.
in the U.S., and we would love to come back and do
Cool.
it.
I'd love to see a Milwaukee Metal Fest next year. If if things line up. I know
Yeah.
the stars got to line, but that'd be cool. I just went there this year, had a great time the last 2 years. So Jamie Josta from Hatebreed bringing that back. That's very cool to see.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. And because he's like what we call in Sweden, eldsjäl, a fire soul.
Yes.
And he just lives for this genre, this subculture to stay alive. And this genre needs guys like Jamie Justin.
Definitely. And I've seen a lot of bands for the first time. Opeth, first time Milwaukee Metal Fest. Meshuggah, first time Milwaukee Metal Fest. I already seen you guys, but I'd love to see you there again with the Fire, with this new album coming out. So that's hopefully I'll call Jamie and try and see if he can make it work, huh?
Yeah. Hook us up, man.
I will do it. With no, I won't even take a booking fee. I won't even take my 10%. All right, so yeah, Marco live on the phone line. When you're writing an album for The Haunted, is it different today, than it was 10, 20 years ago? 30 years? I mean, or the same process?
I guess we found our way back to these 25-year-old guys.
Okay, wow.
Because it's like, how can I explain it? It's like when you made a really, really good soup and everybody was happy about the soup, and then all of a sudden you try to redo that soup for many, many years, but it's always something missing.
Yeah.
But this time around, we found that lost ingredient.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
How many songs are in the new album?
14, I believe.
14. Did you write more?
We recorded like 17.
Okay, that's my next question.
17.
So 17 songs. How do you guys decide what 14 sticks? Is the whole band on the same page? Or is there one guy going, hey, this song here should be on the album? Is there does that happen?
This time around, we were dead set on 10 songs that we knew was going to make the album. And then we pretty much just verbally fought it out.
Better verbally than physically, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So
this is actually something as well. We've never, ever had a band argument, ever.
Wow, that's the first band I've heard without an argument. That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah,
so,
but I think what saves us is actually that we do not hang out in between like shows and stuff. We when we go out on tour, we hang out, have the greatest time of our lives, but once the tour is over, we don't even call each other.
Wow, you go back home and you get away from the band, and sometimes it's good to have a little absence there to get refreshed to start,
Yeah, but the thing is that we're people from the north. We don't have this craving of speaking, and we actually had an American tour manager. She started crying because she thought we were angry at her, but we were just sitting because you could. When you're from Scandinavia, you can just enjoy the silence while enjoying each other's company.
That's cool. Okay.
You don't have to speak; you just nod.
And you started knowing.
She got really, really upset and started crying because she thought we were angry at her.
And you told her, "Hey, this is how we are, right?"
This is just the way it is.
Yeah.
We can just enjoy each other's company.
Buy the digital download. Buy a T-shirt. Buy a hat. Support the band now more than ever, right, Marco?
Yeah, most definitely. Baby needs a new pair of shoes.
Yeah. You got Haunted shoes? That's cool. So are they gym shoes, or what kind of shoes are they?
No, I was just kidding.
Oh, you're kidding. Oh, damn, I believed you. I saw Iron Maiden shoes. I saw Slayer shoes.
Slayer shoes, yeah.
That's
I
cool.
remember that one.
So, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? No, buy a digital download. Buy a CD. Buy a vinyl. I like the physical copy.
Scene.
Yeah, support the scene. I like the physical copy. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear I like seeing the lyrics in there. I like seeing some pictures. I like the physical copy. Maybe I'm the only one. I don't know. I know there's more out there, but
that's the whole idea, or with the metal community, because they want the physical copy.
That's what I want.
We spend so much time on making the album covers, the sleeves, and everything, because we're fans at the end of the day ourselves. And when you look at a CD or a vinyl, you want that. You want to feel it. You want to
I do. I always do. I want the vinyl or a CD or both. I like having both. You know, but
it's like if you download something and you miss out. You miss out on the whole concept.
Yeah, but I want to support the band though. I don't like going to people getting it for free online, getting it for free here and there. The band put a lot of money, a lot of time into these recordings, and they should be paid for it.
Yeah, but still, it's we shouldn't forget that it's also about exposure.
Exposure, that's huge too, though. Yes, whether it's Spotify or whatever, you get exposure from people. This band sounds like this band. All right, so Marco, so back to the album. All right, you got 17 songs. You chop it down to 14. Those 3 songs, will they be a song in the future for next album or B-sides or?
Yeah, we're actually talking about releasing an EP with because one of those 17 songs is going to go on because the Japanese market always want one extra song.
They always do. Yeah. Why is that?
Yeah. So that's one of those songs is going on there. And then we got 2 songs left, and I believe Jensen is already writing new stuff. So we're talking about in the wake of this album, we're going to release an EP just for the hell of it.
That's cool. I like that. Don't wait 7 years or 5, whatever year, how many years.
No, we need to stay relevant this time because it took us fucking 8 years.
8 years, that's too long. We got 8 years too long. So, all right, now we got 17 songs. We chop it down to 14. How do you guys decide what song's number 1, the opening track? How do you decide what song's number 2, the flow of the album, the song title? How do you guys decide which songs go here and there?
The opening song, when we heard it, it was actually the 3rd song written for this album. But once we heard it, we all agreed, okay, this is the opener, Warhead.
You knew right away.
And then after that, we had like a poll on our WhatsApp where we
that's cool.
Where we could throw in our own album order, and then we pretty much decided on the poll how to put it together.
Awesome. So we got song 1 through 14. Do you have a favorite yet, or does it change every day?
No, I have a favorite song because I come from a punk rock and hardcore background.
Okay.
So I like Unbound.
Unbound.
Very, very
okay.
Because it's got that D beat in there, and so yeah.
Very cool. All right, we're gonna play a double dose of the band The Haunted coming up, and that's coming up in a few minutes. We picked Warhead and we picked Death to the Crown. Why did you pick those 2?
Because Death to the Crown is a song that's really close to my heart because that was the first lyric I wrote for this album, and I'm pretty happy about it. And Warhead is, of course, it sets the theme for the album. It's a good pointer of where it's going.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So we got 2 songs coming up right here. Who are some of your influences on vocals, Marco? Who'd you say?
I'd say that metal-wise, it's most definitely Chuck Billy.
Chuck Billy. I just played that. Good friend of mine.
And because when I was listening to punk rock and hardcore and stuff, when you listen to extreme music, you always want to go to the more extreme, the more extreme.
Yeah.
And I got introduced to Metallica, Kill 'Em All, and Slayer, and then this band Testament came up, and they were ticking all the boxes.
Yeah.
And then I really fell in love with Chuck Billy's vocals, and that's what really got me into, because I was playing the drums previously.
Oh, so first you played drums?
Yeah.
Okay. I played drums too.
In the punk rock and hardcore bands, I played drums. And then we had this rehearsal room where we grew up, which was actually an old bomb shelter. And all my friends had all these hair metal bands and blah, blah, blah. And they were making so much fun of my bands that I had. But, yeah, they're working at the convenience store and stuff now, and I'm out doing this.
You're out touring, doing what you want to do. That's awesome.
But every weekend, we had parties in that rehearsal room, and we put bands together just to do covers and stuff. And we did a lot of it, like AC/DC and stuff. And that's when I figured out that I did the vocals for a few of those bands, and that's where I figured out that this is a lot more fun than playing the drums.
That's cool. All right, so we got here's the album cover right here. We're on Facebook Live. The Haunted Songs of Last Resort, brand new release, came out May 30th, and I advise picking it up strongly because it's a strong. There's no fillers. It's strong from start to finish. There's no filler songs. You guys have that. You know what I'm saying? There's always I find a lot of albums like, oh, great song, and then it goes back to good again. Yeah. But this one so far, what I've heard, every song so far has been it's killer. So that's great. Yeah. Great to hear.
I'm glad to hear it because that's the same feeling I have because that's the first album in a long time where I don't skip songs.
That's exactly, yeah. Okay, I'll skip this one. No, you were right. I like listening to the album from start, song 1, 2, 3 to finish. I don't like listening to 1 and then 7 and then 4. You know, I like listening in the order that you put it in. That's not. I'm old school, I guess.
Being the life of the party, DJ Scratch, just fucking it up for everyone.
Yep. It's Rebel Radio. We're talking to Marco from The Haunted, and we got a couple minutes left in our Zoom. What do you want to say to fans here in Chicago, Wisconsin, and around the world before that you get to your next interview?
I would just like to say that thank you for the great support and the overwhelming support that we've gotten for this album because we didn't expect this because the only thought that we had when we started writing this album was let's take our sound and turn it up to 11, and I believe that worked out.
Is that what Spinal Tap says too? Turn up to 11?
Yeah, it's like one louder, isn't it?
So, Marco, I forgot to tell you, I just saw Chuck Billy in Milwaukee, same place they have Milwaukee Metal Fest at the Rave Eagles Club, and he took me on the bus and he played me 3 new songs. It's pretty different for Testament. One sounded like one of their old songs. I told him that too. I go, that reminds me of Return to Serenity. Then another song was a little for Testament, but it sounded killer though. I loved all 3 of them, but it's a little different. And then the first song was definitely Testament. The opening track you said. But three songs, all 3 totally different. So it's good to see. They're definitely
that's new exciting. Album. That's really exciting.
Coming up September, you said around September, new album from Testament.
Okay,
that'd be a good tour. That'd be a great tour. Testament, The Haunted.
Yeah, we could relive our 1999 tour that we did.
Oh, awesome! Now, who else was on that tour? '99.
It was us and Testament, and Dave Lombardo was in the band, and James
Grip
Murphy was in the band.
Oh, okay, yes. Oh, back in Testament, yeah, the Gathering album, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. We gotta go back to the.
I believe wasn't it Lamb of God as well? Yeah.
Wow.
Lamb of God was on that.
That'd be a good tour. 3 good bands. All bands draw a lot of people. We'll set it up. We'll call Jamie.
Yeah.
Actually, Chuck wanted to play.
Jamie's the answer to everything.
Chuck wanted to play. I brought up Milwaukee Metal Fest 2026. Chuck's like, yeah, we got a new album out. We're hoping to play that too. So that could be something. Bring everybody together, the metal community in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Really cool.
Marco, thank you so much for calling in. I want you to be DJ. We're gonna play Death to the Crown second, and we're gonna play Warhead first. Our interview with the Skype or the Zoom here might end in 2 minutes. I don't want you getting cut off. So Death to the Crown, what's that about?
Death to the Crown is about politicians playing games with other people's lives.
That's reality. And then Warhead.
That is reality.
Warhead, what's that about?
Warhead is an anti-war song, actually, about human beings being a fucking warring kind.
Okay. You hit it right in the head here. We're going to play the song. We're doing a double dose. Second will be Death to the Crown. Marco, I want you to be the DJ on Rebel Radio. I want you to introduce the opening. Is the opening track Warhead?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's great to see you. I hope to see you in Chicago or Milwaukee or whatever. I'll drive to wherever to see you guys. Thank you so much for calling in. Thanks for the great music.
Thank you.
You're the DJ. Take it away on Rebel Radio. Okay. You got to end with Rebel Radio.
Hi, everybody. This is Marco from The Haunted, and this is the opening track from our album Songs of Last Resort. This song is called Warhead. Enjoy it.
Right here on Rebel Radio. Thanks a lot, Marco.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll see you when you come to Chicago or Wisconsin.
Yeah, cool.
Awesome. Thanks, buddy.
Bye.
This interview here brought to you by Judas Rising, the Judas Priest Experience. We're playing this Saturday. It's a birthday party for Christy Talika on vocals for Judas Rising. We got Eric Pierce's birthday as well. This Saturday, it's going to be at Rookies in Geneva, 7 o'clock to 9:15. It'll be Metal Bingo. Then it'll be Judas Rising the rest of the night. Come on out. We got tons of great prizes, including Renaissance Fair tickets. We just got those for this Saturday. Renaissance Fair tickets in Bristol, Wisconsin. That's coming up. But right now, here is The Haunted. The song's called Warhead, right here on Rebel Radio with Scott Davidson. Thanks for watching this video. To hear the second half of the double dose, switch over to rebelradio.com. Have a great Wednesday. Hump day. Start humping. Later.